A studio executive saw his screen test and said, "He can't act, he's slightly bald, can dance a little." But this future legend surprised everyone by becoming the premier dancing star of the silver screen. Entertaining the world with his tapping toes and his fresh songs, he also proved to be a first-rate dramatic actor. And his partnership with the beautiful Ginger Rogers in a series of classic musicals only added to his appeal. He is the one and only Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire was born Frederick Austerlitz on May 10, 1899, in Omaha, Nebraska. At the age of 7, he was already touring on the vaudeville circuit. Fred and his sister Adele partnered for a dancing act and started a successful Broadway run in 1917. Despite the aforementioned screen test, Astaire won his first role in the 1933 picture Dancing Lady. Though his part was small, he attracted the attention of the audience, as did fellow newcomer Nelson Eddy. The film was a vehicle for Joan Crawford, and she and Fred shared a dance number.
May I present myself?
Pictures like Roberta began pairing Astaire with a lovely blonde hoofer named Ginger Rogers.
But this feeling isn't purely mental, for heaven rest us, I'm not asbestos, and that's why I won't dance. Why should I? I won't dance. How could I?
The chemistry between these two performers was undeniable, even though they were only supporting players at this stage in their careers.
I promise to get you a job if you won't tell on me.
Okay, Liz.
And it's not Liz.
Sorry, Princess, Baroness, what is it?
You may call me Tanka.
Tanka.
You're welcome.
Audiences demanded more, and the two began to headline their own series of movie musicals. Their best team-up was 1935's Top Hat, an engaging and fun musical comedy. Impressive sets and great dancing highlighted the RKO release, which featured among its famous numbers Cheek to Cheek and, of course, Top Hat, White Tie and Tails. Though it won none of the 4 Oscars it was nominated for, it remains one of Hollywood's most beloved musicals.
Sailing, sailing home again.
Follow the Fleet sailed into theaters the following year with its story of an ex-dancer turned Navy man.
I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm betting everything I've got on you.
Astaire was again teamed with Ginger Rogers, and songs were provided by the great Irving Berlin. Second chorus followed for Fred as he portrayed a college student who purposely flunks his tests in order to stay in school and avoid responsibility. Burgess Meredith and Paulette Goddard co-starred, along with bandleader Artie Shaw.
Either they got a great band or a fine manager.
Your playing was wonderful.
Thanks.
You don't think she meant you, do you?
You don't think she meant you, do you?
Wait a minute. You don't think she'd fall for that station house music of yours?
Listen, it's not so much my music, it's my personality. I'll show you.
I ain't hip to that step, but I'll dig it. Hey, that's it. Here you go. Yeah.
Astaire wins over Goddard in the film, but in real life she married Meredith 4 years after the picture's release. Audiences were invited to join Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire for the 1942 film Holiday Inn.
On this day of independence, on this Independence Day, listen to an American troubadour from the USA.
The title inspired the real-life chain of motels, while one of the movie's songs, White Christmas, became a Yuletide classic.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
This delightful picture still charms audiences today, as it gives equal time to Crosby's crooning and Astaire's hoofing. You Were Never Lovelier starred Astaire alongside Rita Hayworth and Adolphe Menjou.
He thinks it's real. It's perfectly harmless.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Everyone got a bang out of seeing the beautiful Hayworth gliding across the dance floor with Fred.
You were never lovelier.
And there were plenty of great new songs, though Rita's singing was dubbed by actress Nan Wynn.
I'm old-fashioned. I love the moonlight.
Dearly beloved, how clearly I see.
MGM promoted the 1945 release Yolanda and the Thief as one of their biggest musicals ever. It is most likely one of the strangest. Astaire and Frank Morgan star as two con men who try to fleece heiress Lucille Bremer until Fred finds he has fallen in love with her. The film is filled with incredible colors, psychedelic sets, and unusual dance numbers. The combined imaginations of Astaire and director Vincent Minnelli worked overtime to create the picture's unique look, making it a once-in-a-lifetime movie musical. The Ziegfeld Follies was an all-star affair that featured Astaire alongside such talents as Lucille Ball, Lucille Bremer, Fanny Brice, and Judy Garland, among others.
Here's to the beautiful ladies. Here's to those wonderful girls. Adele's and Molly's, Lucille's and Polly's. You'll find them all in the Ziegfeld Follies.
It was also the first time Fred ever danced on screen with the equally great Gene Kelly. Judy Garland was supposed to rejoin Astaire for the Barclays of Broadway, but this time she became ill. Ginger Rogers stepped in and re-teamed with her old partner for this story of a popular showbiz couple.
Together again and really great. Know who they are? The Barclays of Broadway. Everyone loves them, and you love them. The trouble is, they don't always love each other.
Why, you couldn't walk across the stage without me. There isn't a gesture you do that I didn't teach you.
That's a lie.
It's a lot of patience to put you where you are. I worked. I pulled things out of you. I molded you like Bengali did Trilby. Yeah, the guy with the beard, that's me.
Why, you see?
Go ahead, throw it.
In 1949, Ginger was on hand to present to Fred Astaire an honorary Oscar for his unique artistry and his contributions to the technique of musical picture.
To Fred Astaire for the artistry that has brought unique delight to picture audiences and has raised the standards of all musical pictures.
MGM used the event to help promote their latest Astaire picture, Three Little Words.
Fred is back in Hollywood now. As a matter of fact, he's waiting right off there in the wings for his cue to come out here so that I can give it to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Astaire. Oh, wait a minute, Fred, not so fast. You know, you're supposed to make a little acceptance speech when you get one of these.
Oh.
Tell me, Fred, how did you feel when you heard that you had won this award?
How did I feel? I don't know, George. I really don't know how I felt.
Well, what did you say?
Oh, I don't know. I know one thing, though. I was mighty proud and happy to get it.
Well, that's good enough for me. Mr. Astaire, your Oscar.
Thanks, George.
And you have never seen a better example of Fred Astaire's great artistry than Three Little Words.
This musical starred Fred and comedian Red Skelton as the famous songwriting team of Bert Kalmer and Harry Ruby.
Ball took a bad hop. A bad hop, a bad hop. We go to rehearsal in 2 weeks. What am I going to tell Sam Harris? The ball took a bad hop? You'd be delighted. You and your baseball. Every time I turn around, you're playing baseball. That's for kids. Kid stuff.
Well, I suppose magic's for grown up.
And then we sat down and wrote, "Who's sorry now?
Who's sorry now?
Who's sorry now?"
And then we stood up and wrote,
"So long, ooh long, how long you going to roam?"
Come on, Papa, hop in the motor car, sit by Mama, and hold the hand. I love you so much, I can't conceal it. All alone Monday, singing the blues. All alone Tuesday, reading the news.
I want to be loved by you. Ba-dum-be-dum-be-dum-be-dum. Boop-boop-ba-doo.
Maybe I'll live a life of regret, and maybe I'll give much more than I get. But nevertheless, I'm in love with you.
Both put in delightful performances, and the film was another hit for the studio.
3 little words. Oh, what I'd give for that wonderful phrase.
The romances of a brother-sister dancing act was the focus of the 1951 film Royal Wedding. Astaire starred with Jane Powell and once again put his fancy footwork to the test.
Shine on your shoe. There's a melody in your heart.
The Bandwagon remains one of Fred Astaire's best pictures. Sid Charisse co-stars as his leading lady with whom he falls in love.
Get going, we all is ready.
I guess I'll have to change my plan. I should have realized there'd be another man.
The memorable tune, That's Entertainment, made its debut in the film, and later became the title for MGM's homage to the musicals of yesteryear.
That's entertainment.
Daddy Longlegs drummed up business at the box office in 1955. The story about a playboy financing an orphan girl's education only to have her fall in love with him had previously been filmed 3 times. Leslie Caron was Astaire's leading lady this time around, with Thelma Ritter and Fred Clark joining in on the fun. Astaire always tried to introduce a new dance in each picture, and this time it was the Slewfoot dance that he brought to public attention.
Everybody, get ready for Slewfoot!
Funny Face starred Astaire as a fashion photographer who, with the help of Kay Thompson, makes young Audrey Hepburn into a top model.
I don't want my hair cut. I don't want my eyebrows up or down. I want them right where they are.
Naturally, a romance between Fred and Audrey develops amidst the singing and dancing. Astaire later said he did the picture solely for the chance to work with Hepburn. Sid Charisse was said to have the most beautiful legs in the world, and they were a main attraction in the film Silk Stockings. This was a musical remake of the classic comedy Ninotchka, which starred Greta Garbo and Melvyn Douglas.
Only in Paris, one discovered.
In a plot that could occur only in Paris, Fred Astaire is the love-struck hero who brings cold Russian Charisse out of her shell.
Oh, no. It can't be.
I don't look too foolish.
Foolish? Why, you're only the most beautiful girl in Paris. I'll prove it to you. We'll cover the town.
Astaire's new dance this time was the Ritz Roll and Rock. On the Beach was a change of pace for Fred Astaire as he took on one of his first straight dramatic roles.
They didn't think we'd fight no matter what they did. And they were wrong. We fought, we expunged them. We didn't do such a bad job on ourselves. We were all doomed, you know. The whole silly, drunken, pathetic lot of us. We haven't got a chance.
I won't have it, Julian.
His performance is one of the only high points of this depressing look at the end of the world.
There has to be hope.
Even without singing or dancing, Astaire proved to be an engaging screen presence. In 1968, audiences looked for Astaire in Finneyan's Rainbow. In the title role of Finneyan, Fred played an Irishman who steals a leprechaun's gold and then flees to America.
Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream.
It's a pot of gold.
And you stole it.
I never stole it. I borrowed it.
But who did you borrow it from?
Why do you want to know?
So we can lend it right back to him, that's why.
Well, it's impossible.
Why not?
Well, because he's not mortal.
You killed him.
Francis Ford Coppola directed this charming musical fantasy.
And I'll kiss your hand if this isn't love.
Astaire joined Gene Kelly as one of the hosts of That's Entertainment, MGM's 1974 homage to their classic musicals. This engaging stroll down memory lane allowed Astaire a chance to reminisce and visit the sets from some of his films, including The Bandwagon.
Da, 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 da.
I have a great many fond memories about this place. So many happy moments here worrying about whether or not we're going to get the job done. What fun. We shot some of The Bandwagon on this set.
The film was a success, and a sequel, That's Entertainment 2, turned up 2 years later, with Fred again appearing as one of the hosts. In between, Fred earned an Academy Award nomination as Best Supporting Actor for his work in The Towering Inferno.
I'll never let you go anywhere without me again.
Directed by Irwin Allen, the film was an all-star affair about a raging fire in one of the world's tallest buildings. One of Astaire's last film appearances was Ghost Story, a horror picture based on the novel by Peter Straub. This 1981 release also starred Melvyn Douglas, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and John Houseman. Fred Astaire retired from the silver screen and devoted himself mostly to songwriting. He died on June 22, 1987, in Los Angeles, California. His legacy as one of the greatest dancers in the history of film remains untarnished and unmatched. But he was equally at home singing, doing light comedy, and even performing straight dramatic roles. He starred alongside some of the greatest actresses Hollywood ever produced, and his partnership with Ginger Rogers is still considered one of the classic screen pairings. Charming, witty, and hard-working, he elevated his films to the level of art. Hollywood will always remember Fred Astaire.